Hello, lovely learners, and welcome back to English with Teacher Dixon. I'm excited to have you here. We want to delve into stress pattern once again, and especially today, we want to talk about placement of stress on the third syllable from the end. So, what is the yardstick that can help us to know when to place stress on the third syllable from the end? It is through the suffix of a particular word. So we want to consider certain suffixes that can help us know when to place the stress on the third syllable from the end of any word at all. So if you want to speak fluently, speak well, and also pay attention to rhythms and other sound features when you are speaking, this lesson is for you. Again, if you have an exam to write and then you find placement of stress in words challenging, draw closer to this video. This is very important for you. Believe me, you're going to thank me later after watching through this. Okay, we want to consider stress placement on certain words, particularly today, stress placement on third syllables of words. I talked about syllables previously. So if you have words of 4 syllables, 3 syllables, then when can you place the stress on the third syllable to the end? Note we are counting from the end. Now considering from here, we have words with the suffixes fy, cy, ty, phy, and gy. All of these suffixes end in y. But note the letter of the alphabet we have before the Y. So I'm not saying that any way you find letter Y at the end of a particular word, you are going to have the stress on the third syllable. Rather, I'm saying any way you have FY, CY, TY, PHY, and GY, you're likely to have the stress on the third syllable from the end. In other words, the third syllable to the end. All right, so let's consider this group of words and then pay attention to how the words are pronounced based on the stress pattern of the word. The first word we have here is justify. The stress is on the first syllable. That's why you have ta, ta, ta. The first one is strong and the second 2 syllables are weak. So I'm saying this to say that a stressed syllable is not only loud but also longer than any other syllable. So we have justify. We hear this one more than we've heard this too. Justify. And I've splitted. This dot indicates the syllable partitioning. All right, so we have just as the first syllable, T, and then 3 syllables. So in this 3-syllabic word, we have the stress on the third syllable from the end when you're counting from here. 1, 2, 3. So justify. We have also satisfy, magnify, democracy. Note this, democracy, transparency, consistency, geography, biology. Note this particular word. It has 4 syllables in it. So it's not biology. It is what? Biology. And the stress is on biology. So we have also cartography, psychology, technology, etymology, humanity, identity, university. So pay attention to the stress syllables. The stress syllables are indicated with capital letters here, are written with capital letters or block letters. So justify, JUS, is the stress syllable. So note where we have the stress and how we can pronounce them. Moreover, we can also have the stress placed on the third syllable in words with al at the end. That's al suffix, words with suffix al, as in educational, psychological, psychological, traditional, professional, international, inspirational, historical, philosophical, biological, biological. So here we have the stress on the second syllable, which is law. Here we have in saw, biological, philosophical, historical, thought, and so on. So take note of these as well, where we have al as the suffix of each of these words. Again, some words with suffixes ate, ous, and ive. When you have words with this kind of suffixes, you're likely to have the stress on the third syllable. When I say third syllable, I'm referring to third syllable from the end. Third syllable from the end. Hence, we are counting from this direction. Rate is 1, call, 2, day, 3. So we have day correct. Day correct. So here we have the stress on day. Mostly under the ate suffix, we have verbs. So many verbs are often mispronounced, not in terms of the sounds in them, but in terms of the stress pattern. So you have to lay emphasis where emphasis is supposed to be laid. So considering this, that they correct, some persons you say decorrect. That is wrong pronunciation. The emphasis is on the first syllable. So you have they correct, motivate, educate, activate, celebrate, dominate, communicate, operate. So all these are verbs. So when you want to use them, ensure you pay attention to where you have the stress. Remember, there are words with ate suffixes. Moreover, we also consider some words with ous suffix, like dangerous, unanimous. So these two words have are stressed on the third syllable from the end because of the suffixes. So we consider the suffixes we have in these words and then allocate the stress. Again, we have words with IVE as a suffix. For instance, informative, informative, conservative. We have many words in this category, though this is not a conclusion, especially for OUS and IVE. We have very few words in this category. That is where you have the stress on the third syllable from the end. But in most cases, where you have ate suffix, where you have al suffix, and where you have fy, cy, ty, phy, and gy, likely to have the stress on the third syllable. So it shouldn't be a difficult task for you henceforth to indicate the stress syllable in words. JAM students, YX students, pay apt attention to this. It will really help. And most of the words I use here are often used by JAM or YX to set that question. So this will really help you to understand the stress pattern as long as word stress in English language is concerned. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'd like you at this juncture to subscribe to this channel if you are yet to do so. Like this video, share it so that I can reach out to others, and also drop your comments. Remain your very own teacher Dixon.